Let's talk about homes for a spell, shall we? For some people, they can't imagine living in anything less than an actual building or home. Or if they're not the most financially stable, an apartment or something of that nature. However, there are plenty of people who feel that the best way to live is by living on the go, which means having a mobile house that they can take anywhere that the wind guides them. But there are those who cannot afford things like RVs or campers, so you may want to do something a bit more basic. You know, something you can just inflate and then live in. With that in mind, here now are 20 incredible mobile homes that require only air to build. Number 20. The GT Skyloft. If you really couldn't get all the hints I was making in the intro, I'm talking about tents. Because tents are a valid way of living out in the world, and they can very easily be set up if you have the right model. Case in point, we'll check out the GT Skyloft, which boasted when it came out to be the largest roof tent in the world. For context, they're referencing to how you can have this tent on the roof of your vehicle and it'll set up without you having to take it off of your ride. As you can see in these pictures and clips, the tent is rather substantial. More specifically, this rooftop tent sleeps up to 5 people and has 2 separate rooms offering house-like glass views. You probably didn't expect to hear that from a tent, now did you? The fact that it can sleep 5 and has separate rooms proves that it's larger than a person would expect. And it also means that it's the perfect sleeping space for those who want to live out in nature, while also not having to deal with living in an expensive hotel. I mean, I know those prices have been getting higher and higher, so I get it. Plus, since it's an inflatable ride, you don't have to worry about fiddling with it during setup. You just inflate it and then everything falls into place. That means that it can be done in minutes and you can begin relaxing instead of worrying which step you'll have to take next. And if you're worried about how it's going to fit on your vehicle, it is adjustable, so depending on what you drive, you can set it up to be across the width of your vehicle or its length. And if you're a family on the go and you want a nice and easy place to rest while on vacation, the GT Skyloft may not be a bad option for you. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now it's time for the fancy topic. Take a look at this picture. You'd be forgiven if your jaw hit the floor when you saw this inflatable mansion of sorts that the picture's trying to depict. According to the story that comes along with it, a company in Finland was trying to make a giant inflatable tent, and this is what they came up with. While the specs are not fully known, it's meant to be a multi-story tent that you can adjust to your own needs, whatever that means in this case. The big draw of the tent, like this, is obviously the space. You can fit all kinds of friends and family members in the tent, and nothing would be cramped. And if this should be real, it would have a plethora of rooms for people to sleep in, relax in, and more. And as you can notice, it would have natural lighting via the doors and windows that are around it, and possibly even electricity, if certain things that we are seeing are to be taken at face value. Now, that's not to say this inflatable mansion would have everything, as by nature you would have to put in all the stuff you need to make it a true home, like furniture and such. But depending on where you go, you could easily bring that with you and just decorate the place before you call it a night. While it may be nice to have such a large tent to bunk out in, it would be quite the thing to lug around, even with it in a deflated state. So you'd likely have to carry this with you on a trailer and then get it off and into position where it could then be inflated, and it would take a very large air dispenser to do all of that. But hey, if it's the kind of thing that you want, who are we to stop you? As always, you can comment down below using the hashtag #FancyTopic and let me know what you think about what I just showed you on the screen. Number 19. The Opus OP4. This next one is definitely not for everyone, and by that I mean that it's quite the expensive thing. However, if you're a person with a family that loves to go out into nature all the time, well, this may be something that you would be interested in. The Opus OP4 is not only an inflatable tent, it's an entire camper that you can inflate to house your family, while also having all the amenities you could ever want for your camping trip. And if you don't believe me, well, it comes with full-on beds, mattresses, furniture, even a grill, a storage space, generators, chargers, and so much more. In terms of its size, it can fit up to 10 people, which should further highlight why this is for the family and friends who love to be out and go on adventures in the regular world.
You just slide the cushion down, and that also creates an additional bed.
The interior was designed to be both light and comfortable. The framework of the furniture is steel, but it's also covered in leather so that you'll have a nice time as you relax. It has multiple items to give you a kitchen so that you can cook without having to look for a restaurant, and you can even store food items amongst other gear via its storage spaces so that you never are out of luck with whatever you may need. It's absolutely the kind of inflatable home that you would want if you want to enjoy the wilds of the world over and over again. But the reason we started off this entry by saying that it's not for everyone is that it costs $37,000. So yeah, it does do a whole bunch of stuff, but you can get an equally, if not more comfortable space for a lot less money. It's all about being cost-effective in the economy that we're in, though. Number 18. The London S Premium. The London S Premium may not be as grand as an inflatable trailer tent or a mansion, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper and can still house 4 people and even looks like a home when you inflate it. This tent was built with those who wanted a more hotel-like experience while also being out in the wild. First and foremost, the tent is easy to set up and inflate and can be done in just 2 minutes. Talk about an easy way to get ready for bed. For those who wonder if the house tent can withstand the elements, it absolutely can. It's designed with waterproof fabric, so even if you're unlucky and get caught in the rain while you're in your tent, it's going to keep you dry, like a good tent should. And the tent's fabric actually adjusts itself to the temperature depending on the heat or the cold. So if it's wintertime when you're using it, it's going to keep the heat inside, and if it's a bit hot outside, it will keep itself cool.
Looking great, feeling comfortable. Time to start dinner.
Either way, you're not going to have to worry about the elements once it's inflated. And they've also said that they even found a way to seal the fabric so that unwanted bacteria doesn't grow inside of it. As for privacy, there are several windows that you can open or seal so that you can let the sun in or ensure that there are no peepers, whether they be animals or humans, trying to see what's inside of your tent. It comes in a variety of colors, and you can get it for a little over $300. So it's cheap and simple and has a lot of layers of protection and can house your crew. What more could you actually want? Number 17. The Gaus Tent. This next tent is one that's special in more ways than one. The first way that it's special is that it's something that introduced the world through Indiegogo. If you don't know what that is, it's one of the many crowdfunding sites that are out there where people can pledge money to help ensure that your product gets made. The twist with Indiegogo is that no matter what amount of money is raised, it is allegedly guaranteed to get the money to you. And that brings us to the Gaus Tent. The point of this specific tent is not only to give you a hands-free setup experience, but to overall improve the general design of the inflatable tent model. They boast special air cushions that help to make the tent more stable, and they provide so much space that it can fit up to 12 people, meaning it's the biggest tent that you've seen so far. Outside of the fancy Topic tent, but I don't know if that one's actually real or not. But wait, there's more. Not only can this be a nice and long tent for people to rest in, but you can set it up in a special way so that it can actually house your vehicle. Specifically, they note that it's the perfect thing for tailgating, and as you can see, it can provide good cover to both give you privacy while also keeping you safe from the elements. While there's no price on the tent, you can sign up on the campaign page to be updated when it arrives and can even get a discount when it drops. It might be something worth keeping an eye on. Number 16. The Airvaldis Tent. I want to make a certain thing clear with the Airvaldis Tent. It is an inflatable tent and even has air in the title, but it's one that you do have to partially pitch yourself. As a result, it's going to take a bit longer to set up. According to one person who made a review on the tent, it's going to be about 30 minutes of construction. But once it's done, you'll find that you have quite the nice place to rest in. The length of this tent is one of the highlights as it allows up to 6 people to rest in it across 3 bedrooms. And one of the clever parts of its design is that the bedrooms are positioned in such a way that they allow the center of the tent to have plenty of room for resting and relaxing with others in your party. Plus, the pod bedrooms are infused with blackout curtains to ensure that you're in perfect darkness when you go to sleep. In contrast, though, the central areas have windows that you can open up to allow in the natural light and give you a nice look at the area in which you're staying. All being told, it's a nice tent that's perfect for families who enjoy camping outside, so if it sounds like your kind of thing, you may want to check it out. Number 15. The EraGO AOT Tent. Here's a tent that was made on Kickstarter. A while back, a special campaign would be held for the EraGO AOT Tent, and not only did it fund, it raised over $32,000 to make sure that the project happened. Now sure, it was only 42 people who made that pledge, but they were clearly those who were willing to give in a lot of money in order to see this thing come to fruition. The point of this AOT tent is simple. They not only wanted to make a basic inflatable tent and put it on the market, they also wanted to make a wide array of inflatable tent-like items so that you could get the ones that you needed for your camping trip or outdoor adventure and not have any issues once you were there. Arguably, the best part about the AOT tent is that once you lay it out on the ground, you need to only press one button to start inflating it, and everything is going to be ready in just over 5 minutes. And then you'll be enjoying a spacious and relaxing time, no matter wherever you may be. Number 14. London 360 Discover Tents. When it comes to the tents that you've been seeing in this video, the point of them is to be good for those who like to take much longer trips out into the wild or scenic locations. They want to know that the tent that they have will be easy to use, comfortable to live in, and can withstand the places that they're going to be. The London 360 Discover camping tents kept that in mind when they made their models. And as you can see, this is another kind of tent that is shaped like a house, which is a very popular idea for a lot of obvious reasons. They've made it so that you can see everything around you while also not having to fear the elements. It's designed so that its fabrics can resist rain, wind, snow, and other elements to ensure that you're not boiling within the tent should it get hot. They've even made it so that this tent can house a stove via having a chimney exit, and the smoke won't fill the place up. And with 10 people able to sleep in it, you'll be able to have quite the camping crew with you on your next adventure. Number 13. The SpaceX Air Camper. You probably have a whole lot of questions, and I don't blame you for that, but rest easy, this is not another invention by Elon Musk. He needs to worry about other things right now. The SpaceX Air Camper is a special kind of tent made by Mars campers in Australia. Not unlike another camper I talked about earlier, this one can be easily a normal size as you go down the road, and then when you find a place to rest, you only need to flip a few switches and everything's going to inflate for you. Once that is all done, you'll have plenty of options for how to spend the rest of your day. The interior is quite nice, and the exterior features an oven, a sink, storage facilities, and more, so that you'll never be in lack. Now, the entire thing comes in at around $30,000, but for those who literally live life out on the road, it may not be such a bad trade-off for something you can set up and rest in almost anywhere. Number 12. The Panda Air Tent. As you can see, this is yet another tent that is stylized to look like a regular home. Unlike some of the others that I've shown you so far, this one is inflated by a hand pump, and you'll need to root it to the ground once you've set it up so that you don't get blown away. But once you have all that done, you'll find yourself in a rather homey place where you can relax and enjoy nature all around you. The tent is manufactured from a mildew-proof and waterproof canvas fabric, so like others, it's going to ensure that you don't get sogged down when you're caught in a storm, nor that anything disgusting will infect it over time. And you also have a stove installed so that you can stay extra warm during the wintertime, all while pumping the smoke out of the tent. It's a nice and simple thing, and sometimes that's really all that you need. Number 11. Wise Tiger. The Wise Tiger tent is designed to be one that can be easily set up and put in its place with ease. You only have to do 3 steps to get it set up, and you can be done in about 5 minutes flat. Plus, like many of the other that I've shown you in this video, it was designed to be waterproof and opened up so that you can let the air in for ventilation while also sealing it up to ensure that you stay warm. And with it being white, it's going to reflect the light so that you're not necessarily hot in your camping home. No matter what season you may be in when you wish to go, this may be the tent that you'll want to use. Number 10. Yuan Insta Tent Pro. Given that I've already shown you a whole lot of very nice tents, the next one will need to stand out to match the ones that we've already done. Thankfully, the Yuan Insta Tent Pro does have some features that the others have not had so far. Whether you're traveling solo or with some companions, you can choose from 2 available sizes: a single room design for a more intimate camping experience, or a 1-bedroom with an adjoining living area for added space and comfort. And as you can see, it also comes equipped with a canopy. That makes it perfect for setting up some lawn chairs and relaxing out in nature while not getting baked by the sun. Sometimes it is the little things that make camping worthwhile. Additionally, you only need to press 1 button to get it inflated, which is not bad really. Number 9. The Alphago S6. When you advertise a tent with the phrase, "This changes everything," you had better be able to back it up, because if you don't, you've already given people the perfect phrase to start making fun of you. According to these people, the Alphago represents the ultimate in freedom, luxury, and style, allowing you and your family to explore the world in uncompromising comfort and sophistication. So yeah, they're pretty high on themselves and their tents. But to be clear, they do offer a special camper trailer that they tout as a villa, and note how it's easy to inflate, sleeps up to 6, and has a whole lot of other features to make you happy while you relax. The feature I like the most? A projector with a 60-inch screen that I can watch stuff on. So that's pretty cool. Number 8. The NatureHike Air Series tent. If I were to be completely honest with you, I do kind of like the look and shape of this tent due to how it really looks like a home and clearly has all the space to back that up. Now, when you look at pictures and videos of it, you can see how easy it is to inflate and how it does have a large interior for you and your family or even your friends to relax in. Plus, not unlike the last one that I talked about, it comes with a projector and a screen so that you can watch shows or videos and you don't have to leave all your luxuries back at home. We do have needs now, don't we? And as they happily highlight, you can even put several of these next to one another and easily have a camping commune. Number 7. The Yoli Inflatable Camping Tent.
You can have that chimney coming out right here and then have it covered when you're not using that.
What separates the Yoli Inflatable Camping Tent from all the other tents that I've talked about so far is that I am not talking about a base model. I'm talking about the extra large version that you can find on Amazon. And when you have a look at this one, you will agree that it is very big, which may be one of the reasons why you have to peg it into the ground alongside inflating it. However, inflation only is said to take about 10 minutes, so you won't be waiting for all that long for the tent to be ready to exist in. Once done, the tent can then serve about 8 people, having plenty of space for you to store all of your things while you're lounging around. It was designed to be used for all seasons and, like others on this list, can have a stove with a chimney exit to cook and keep yourself extra warm. Number 6. The COTI Air Tent. This next one is, well, I'm not really sure how to talk about certain parts of it, because the COTI Air Tent, as noted on their website, is apparently an emotional tent. But what's getting emotional here? Is it the tent because of all the places you're forcing it to be as you live inside? Or is it the people who are emotional because they're using the tent and enjoying various places they've traveled to? These are the questions that will keep you up at night. However, I'll put all those questions aside because this is a nice tent and you might have noticed that it has an open end, so you can get in and out of it quickly or use it to better see the area around you. But don't worry, you can also seal it up as well. I'd be more emotional if that was not an option. Number 5. The 2-mount inflatable tent. There's not exactly a whole lot of frills with this one, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. After all, sometimes a tent is meant to do basic things, like house people while they're on a camping trip, and this one does just that. It's easy to inflate and can house up to 4 people inside of it. In order to maximize ventilation, the tent has a double-layer entrance, mesh windows and door panels on the front and back, and this allows air to flow smoothly inside the tent, allowing heat and moisture to escape quickly. So if you do need to seal it up in order to keep things warm, well, go ahead. And if you want to ventilate things a bit so that you can let the air in but keep the bugs out, well, you can do that too. It's on Amazon should you want to try it, so get out there and have some fun. Number 4. The Quichua Air Second 4.2. Given that I've shown you so many tents thus far, it may actually be hard to choose which one is best for you. And that means that you'll need to go with expert opinions on which tent is correct. And for this one, the Quichua Air Second 4.2, I found a review done by a family with a couple of kids, and they boasted and posted that this 4-person tent was the perfect one for all of their camping adventures. They enjoyed how easy that it was to set up, and even got the kids involved in everything. They adored the blackout features of the tent so that they could sleep easily and more. The one thing that they did note were cons were the weight of the tent and the fact that you need to bring your own air pump. So that's kind of a bummer then, I suppose. Number 3. Berghouse Air 6 XL. The Berghouse Air 6L is a spacious and practical tent that's designed for family camping adventures. It has a generous size and offers ample room for up to 6 people, which makes it perfect for larger groups or even families that are seeking comfort and the convenience of the great outdoors. With an inflatable beam construction, it can be set up quickly and easily, and that eliminates a lot of the hassle of traditional pole assembly. All you have to do is inflate the beams using the pump that's included, and your tent is going to be ready in no time. It boasts a durable and weather-resistant design which ensures protection from the elements during your fun family camping trips, and the high-quality materials that it uses, along with its sturdy construction, gives you peace and comfort in even the most challenging of conditions. It offers plenty of space for sleeping and storage, it has multiple bedrooms and living areas, and it has large windows and vents which provide excellent ventilation while keeping the interior fresh and comfortable. Whether you're going on a weekend getaway with your friends or on an extended trip, this may be one of the best options for you. And thanks to its size, you can easily stand up and move around with ease and allow the elements to come to you via the front flap or seal them off when you don't want to be bothered. Number 2. The Black Wolf Turbo Tent. Here we have a durable and practical camping shelter that's designed for outdoor enthusiasts who are seeking convenience and reliability. It's known to be quick and easy to set up, and it features sturdy pole construction with unique hinged frame systems that allow for rapid assembly in minutes with no need for complicated pole threading. It's constructed from high-quality materials, which includes ripstop polyester and heavy-duty PVC flooring, and offers excellent durability and weather resistance while ensuring your protection from the elements during any camping trips in various conditions. It has a robust design and it can withstand strong winds and heavy rain, which provides a secure and comfortable shelter. It's available in many sizes to accommodate different groups from solo adventurers to more large families with a bunch of bratty children. With spacious interiors and multiple rooms, including sleeping areas and living spaces, it has enough room for relaxation and storing a whole bunch of stuff. It has large windows and vents like many of the other tents that you've seen, and additionally, its awning provides shade and shelter from the sun or rain.
Because it all packs up together, there's no extra kind of pieces apart from these awning poles.
Whether you're going on a weekend trip or an extended adventure, it offers a practical and reliable shelter solution, but it likely does not come with Wi-Fi, so you'll have to listen to your teenager complain all weekend long that they can't play Call of Duty or Fortnite. Might as well have stayed home, you know. Number 1. The Cave. The inflatable cave tent is an innovative camping shelter that was designed to resemble a cave and offers spacious and cozy interiors that will accommodate multiple campers. The inflatable cave tent is designed to withstand the elements, having been constructed from durable and weather-resistant materials, and it provides protection from all sorts of things like wind and rain and even harsh sunlight. It has sturdy inflatable beams that replace traditional poles, and that makes all the setup quick and easy. It has all of the other particular nonsense that you would expect after having seen a bunch of these other kinds of tents. You know, things like vents and windows, spacious areas to lounge in, places for storage, and all of that jazz. And outside of it being purported to look like a cave, there's really nothing special about it that sets it apart. It does come in a whole lot of different sizes to suit different groups and camping needs, Whether you're going solo or you're taking out a large group, they do have a size to accommodate any kind of requirements. People do say that the thing is both versatile and reliable, so that's pretty good. All of the user reviews for this beauty say that it lasts an incredibly long time, much longer than the warranty that even comes with it. And one person even went through hell for 2 hours in Switzerland in a storm and rain with wind and hailstones, and the cave held up extremely well. So if you're one of those more extreme enthusiasts who just love to get out there no matter what the temperature, condition, or otherwise, the cave may be right for you. It goes to prove that sometimes the classics don't go out of style, and this may be one such example. That's all from the realms of tents and the cool ones that you can have and only need to inflate to live comfortably in. Were you surprised by the advancements that tents have made over the years? And which one of these would you not mind living in for a while? Perhaps you know of another one that should have made this list. Be sure to let me know all about it in the comments down below. Check out the other cool things that are showing up on the screen, and I will see you next time.